All right, guys, today we're going to look at slope-intercept form of linear equations. This is probably the most common form you're going to see linear equations in, especially if you're like in a pre-algebra or algebra 1 setting. And so it's going to look like the following. This is kind of the generic form of this. It's y equals mx plus v. What I want to do is just kind of walk through each part, what it is, how we use it, and what that kind of looks like. So starting with y is just your output that's generated. You'll also see this called the dependent quantity or the dependent variable. Okay, so either way, whichever of those works for you. On a graph, obviously this is going to be your y coordinate, things like that. So that's what your y is. Your m here, this is going to be a number that's going to represent your slope. It's going to be the slope of the line for this particular linear equation. Okay. The x is going to be your input, and it's also, or is known as the independent quantity or variable. Okay. And so I'm going to write that here. And then lastly is b, and this is going to be your y-intercept. And this is actually where your line is going to cross the y-axis. And so there's a lot of different application with slope-intercept form. Most commonly, it's used for graphing, which there's a video here on this channel where we show you how to take slope-intercept form and actually graph it. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this particular form. There's also, the idea of converting equations to slope-intercept form for graphing. And so I just want to show you what an equation would look like in slope-intercept form. So an example would be something like y equals 3x minus 2. And in this case, y obviously being your dependent variable, your output, your slope would be 3. X would be your input, and then your y-intercept would be -2. And so it just tells you a lot about this particular linear equation and what you can do with it. And so this is kind of just your introduction to slope-intercept form of linear equations.